Welcome to Fully Live. Here we are in the middle of the summer. 2021 transfer window is here, and we'll be talking about the transfers in Europe in each of the leagues. It's been a very exciting summer, a very, very big summer for a lot of clubs. Some big names after a couple of boring transfer windows in the last couple of years. Let's start with the Premier League. The most expensive transfer of the Premier League. Jack Grealish, Aston Villa to Man City, 117.5 million. We saw it coming that Grealish would leave Aston Villa. It was either the United or City, and City paying 117. Do you think his price went up after the Euros? And what do you think about this transfer?
I think it's a bad transfer. I don't think City need him. They have so much creativity already. Like David Silva left and they never really replaced him with a like for like player, and Grealish is that type of player. But you saw last year they were fine for creativity. They need a central striker. This is what they need. And I know there's still talks for them in the hunt for it. Of course, Grealish is a fantastic player and deserves to go to a top four club. But I don't think it was a transfer City had to make. I think they should have looked for a different position, which is what they need.
I kind of agree with that. I thought Jack Grealish would have been more he would have gone to a club who needed midfield.
United.
Not United as well, because they're also pretty overloaded on midfield. Van de Beek's not getting a chance to play. You have Pogba. The way they play two holding, so that's hard. And United had wanted Sancho. I think Grealish would have gone to Aston Villa to Liverpool, or even, it's hard, right? Where do you go? Because where's the space? Or you just stay in Aston Villa, or you just go somewhere. Like, where's that pocket of space where you'll find to play in that midfield role? But you're right, Oni. I agree with you. I think City needs a striker after Aguero's departure. And, forking out 117 million on Grealish to get that money on a striker.
I was just going to say, is the price tag, what do you guys think about the price tag? I mean, 117 million. I think City overpaid. But again, Aston Villa probably put that price tag just because it's City coming to ask for the player, right?
It's funny. I saw a post about something about price tag and Jack Grealish, and I think it was something like 12 goals, 4 assists, 100 billion pounds. And then it was like, okay, so James Milner, when he left Aston Villa, should have been worth 200 million pounds because he scored 14 goals and 12 assists. So actually was a lot better technically, statistically than Grealish. I think they overpaid. I think he's a phenomenal player, but I don't know. Again, now it's almost like the pandemic's passed and everyone has money again. So ask what you want and people will pay.
Very interesting on Grealish, and City is still in talks with Harry Kane for 125. So that's another 125 million with Tottenham for Harry Kane. And if Harry Kane gets there, they're just making the squad very, very, very deep.
If you're Harry Kane, though, do you look to make that transfer, or do you just stick it out? I don't know.
If I'm Harry Kane, the clubs I look at are, of course, the 3 clubs. If I want to stay in London, I would go for Chelsea, or I just go to the United, two Manchester clubs. It's simple and straight. I'm the captain of England. I want to stay in the Premier League. I want to be in England. I'll just go across the river and I'll go to Chelsea, and they need a striker, or
not anymore.
I'll go to Manchester.
I wouldn't want Harry Kane in my team.
Oh man,
he can stay where he is.
Well, talking about your team, the second biggest transfer. That's a good segue here. Second biggest transfer, Lukaku back for 115 million from Inter. A very, very surprising transfer, going back to Chelsea. Maybe it's got to prove a point there. But what do you think about that? 115 million for Lukaku.
Sean, I'll let you go first.
Oh man, this is a solid signing for Chelsea. I mean, you saw the player that Lukaku has become, especially making that move from United over to Inter under Conte. The guy's changed his diet. He's started, scoring a ton of goals. I think he came close or was tied with Ronaldo at one point, or I'm not sure who took the top score in Serie A, but Lukaku has changed his game around, right? yeah, so solid signing for Chelsea.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic signing. We all know when Lukaku was, what was he, 16, 17, whatever, he took a trip to Stamford Bridge, said, I'm going to play here one day, and everyone laughed at him. Yeah, he hasn't scored for Chelsea. He missed his penalty in the UEFA Super Cup against Atletico Madrid, and then he was shipped out. But you're right, his diet, his fitness levels compared to the time he was at United completely changed, and he proved himself at Everton. And I know a lot of United fans, people are saying, oh, he didn't do a great job at United, but look at the United team that was supporting him at the time. He didn't have any support either. He was left running around by himself up front, and there was no service to him. So, and he didn't even do that poorly. He scored quite a few goals for United, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the exact number. So I'm really excited to see it with Chelsea. They need that player that's like Drogba, like what Lukaku's been compared to his whole life for Chelsea. Hold up play, able to get in behind, and clinical finisher, which we've seen for Belgium. So I just hope he can do it in the Premier League again.
Yeah.
I think he also left because of Conte. You know, Conte not being at Inter. You know, he's achieved thing at Inter, and he wants to prove a point, go back to his club. He's got feelings for Chelsea, and he wants to go where it all started from, right?
No, you're right. It's his boyhood club. He's always been a Chelsea fan. So I'm looking forward to what he can bring on Sunday and at the Emirates.
It's against Arsenal, and he's not the same Lukaku he used to be.
I could see him putting in 2 easily. It's Arsenal, man.
So having said that, let's go to Arsenal. I know today, Shanky, I was talking to you on the phone earlier. It was today they completed the signing from Real Madrid, Martin Odegaard, officially. They obviously lost a lot of players in this transfer window as well. I'm just going to go take a quick look at the list again because there was actually quite a few players that ended up going out. They had Danny Ceballos, end of loan. Odegaard originally end of loan. David Luiz went out. That's experience, not saying he was the most solid defender, but
Where is he gone?
I don't know. It's just end of contract. And then you have Matteo Guendouzi, who I know Arteta has a problem with, so he's out on loan. Joe Willock, they sold to Newcastle, who had a phenomenal time there. So I'm surprised they let him go. And you know, something interesting I find with Arsenal, they've got Ben White, who's already having a hard time now. They got Martin Odegaard, which is great. But the signing that confuses me is Aaron Ramsdale as a backup. They sell Emiliano Martinez for 25 million to Aston Villa last year. And now they pay 30 million for another backup. So Martinez was always I thought he proved himself. He did a phenomenal job filling in for Bernd Leno, and then all of a sudden now they go out and get another guy and spend 5 million more pounds. So just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, yeah, and then Arsenal, you know, I don't even know like who's going to, like, how are they strengthening their defense? And
they're not. Look at the first game.
Yeah,
they lost 2-0.
Yeah, quite disappointing.
And I think Arteta's are going to be in the hot seat because they play Chelsea this Sunday. They beat Chelsea twice last year. Fine, good on them. And then they play City right after. So I have a feeling Arsenal are going to start the season 0-3.
Wow.
Yeah, tough games. Well, it's a good thing to get the tough games out of the way, lose 3 and then start your season.
Question though is mentally, how are they going to respond?
Yeah, true.
Right. So
I hear they're making a documentary this season on Arsenal as well.
Oh, bad season to pick.
Bad season to pick. Hey?
Well, I mean, they've got these guys. They've got they got Nuno Tavares from Benfica to Arsenal, 8 million. Ben White, 58 million for Ben White. You know, that surprises me. You know, the 2 transfer surprises me is Ben White, 58 million, and Danny Ings from Southampton to Aston Villa, 39 million. And I'm just like, wow.
I think Danny Ings is fair. When Southampton won games, it was purely because of Danny Ings, and it was just a shame that he got injured middle of last season because otherwise Southampton would have done a lot better.
Yeah. The next transfer I want to talk about is Jadon Sancho, you know, the 3rd biggest transfer, 85 million to United. Finally, after 3 years of chasing that fantasy they had for Jadon Sancho, he's there. And And let's just see what happens. Very, very interesting to see what happens for 85 million Jordan Sancho, like where he fits in. And I think I know where he fits in and how will he perform.
Where do you think he'll be slotted in?
Well, the first game United started, Greenwood was playing striker. It was no Cavani. So
Yep.
Greenwood could potentially go up and play as a striker. They could play him also on the wing. And then, of course, the Greenwood's up there because Cavani's old. Cavani's not going to get a lot of game time. It's experience and learning. You have Jordan Sancho playing on the right or left. And then you have Rashford on the right, left with Jordan Sancho.
Okay.
Which I think is amazing for England. You have Rashford, Greenwood, and Sancho. Like just look at that
Young talent. Exactly.
young talent partnership they'll develop for England.
I think it's a good signing. I think he'll definitely come in and make an impact for United. They're always looking for that star player too, right? Now they have Pogba, Sancho. They can link up, create some danger. So yeah, solid signing.
Yeah.
I think it could be good for them. I do think he's quite overrated, and I think the money was too much as well. I mean, it was less than last season, but we'll see how he does. He'll definitely have to prove himself because he was one of those as well. He ran away from England, went over to
Right.
Germany, and now he's coming back. So we'll see what happens, because for Dortmund he played pretty well as well, but I don't know if he justifies that price tag yet. It's a lot of pressure.
For Jordan Sancho. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a lot of pressure for sure, and given the chance, he didn't even play in Euros.
So yeah, United made another big purchase as well. They bought Raphael Moran, 41 million pounds. He stole him from Real Madrid, guys. What do you think?
I think it's good signing.
Yeah, for 40 million, that's the price. A good price for a defender. A lot of experience. He's won a lot in France, in Real, and they needed a defender. With Harry Maguire, I think Harry Maguire and then Lindelof coming as second. You can see they're strengthening that defenders they need.
The core of the defense, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Let's move to La Liga, since we're talking about Real Madrid. Ancelotti there. Rumors about see if Cristiano goes back or not. But wow, let's see what Real Madrid have done. To be honest, like I look at Real Madrid and they haven't really.
Vinicius Jr.
They haven't signed anybody.
The GOAT, man. He's the GOAT.
Vinicius Jr. is going to carry Madrid to the title next season.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it here first.
But right? Madrid didn't sign anybody.
Yeah.
No, they haven't. Not yet.
Like very, very interesting. To me, I think in the Spanish league, the second biggest one, Aguero on a free transfer, Eric Garcia on a free transfer to Barcelona. That's been good. Emerson Royal from Betis to Barca. Barca's got Memphis Depay as well, but Atletico seems strong.
Oh man, same with Sevilla too. Actually, Sevilla signed a few. They finalized a few transfers as well. They strengthened their defense. What's his name from Tottenham?
Eric Lamela.
Yeah, Eric Lamela. He's over there now.
Free.
Yeah. Rodrigo de Paul. He was an outstanding player for Argentina in the Copa America. He's
Played
over
very
there.
Well. Played very, very well.
Yeah. He's over at Atletico now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Atletico Madrid are looking quite strong.
Well, Atletico Madrid, they also got this guy from, I don't know how good he is. Marcos Paulo from Fluminense, attacker. And I don't know if they need attackers or not, but they also got this goalkeeper from Monaco as well, which is good.
Oh, wow.
Gives the other goalkeeper a rest. But it's going to be interesting to see in La Liga, right? I think Atletico has a good chance to win.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet against Barcelona either, though. Like everyone's saying, yeah, Messi left, but if you look at their squad alone, like, what's it called? Bringing in Depay is great signing too. Actually, I don't know if you guys seen any of his preseason matches or how he's played, but for me, he's impressed me quite a bit. And you can't forget Antoine Griezmann. Like, maybe the person that was holding him up was Messi, right? So you never know how he's going to perform.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, fair enough. It has been a good. I mean, Barcelona is a messed up club. We just know that.
Financially,
Financially, hopefully they do
but
something.
yeah, politics, all that stuff. It's a little bit messy.
Let's let's go into Bundesliga here. You know, what do you think about Bundesliga here? Lewandowski says he wants to challenge himself. Do you think it's just rumors coming out? He wants to stay in Bayern, or and Bayern got a good signing, right? They got that guy from Leipzig,
Opa Meccano, or what's his name?
Meccano, yeah.
Defender, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can all expect. I think the expectation will be for Bayern to win. Of course, Dortmund will look to challenge as always. Red Bull Leipzig, of course, as well, will continue to pressure as well. Lewandowski, whether he's going to leave or not, I don't think he will leave. But I think he's going to be a little bit like Zlatan, where he will play. I think there's still many more years to come where he can go to another league and he can compete and be the number one striker of a top club somewhere else too. And I think he will look to do that. Whether this season is the right time, I don't know. Maybe give it one last push for Champions League again in Bayern this year, and then maybe next season look to go elsewhere because clubs are just figuring out where they are, right?
Well, just imagine if Lewandowski and Haaland, they do a switch.
Goes back to
Lewandowski
Dortmund.
goes back to Bayern for, say,
Back to
Lewandowski plus 30 million for Haaland.
Yeah, I could see Haaland at Bayern. I think the president actually came out and said something, right? About
it's normally what they do, isn't it? They normally go and steal Dortmund's players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, very interesting there. Let's look at Italy. You know, one of our favorites league. I think Italian soccer is back. We talked about in the Euros, Italian players scoring goals and how Italy did. Very interesting here. You know, Giroud to AC Milan, Tonali to AC Milan, Fiocco Tomori from Chelsea to AC Milan. You know, like Brahim Diaz from Real to AC Milan.
I think AC Milan is building themselves some depth to make a greater push this time, because Zlatan did get injured last year, and Giroud's a more than capable backup, which we know. And the league suits them. They're a very similar playing style. They're big bodies, and they both are great at finishing.
Yeah. You know, I think, yes, you're right. Great finishing. They needed that depth, and Tonali was a good signing for AC Milan.
How about Tammy Abraham to Roma?
I don't know what's going to happen with Roma. I really...
Jose Mourinho, right? He's in charge now.
It is, and Roma hasn't for years. They've not been that club. I mean, I know Totti played there his entire career, and Roma were quite powerful at once, but they've always kind of been that team. Are they going to do it? Are they not this year? Are they really going to challenge? Are they really going to have that depth? And
you're right.
I don't know. I think it's a great spot for Abraham to go because he knows he can be the starter and he will get the game time to improve.
Yeah.
Smart transfer business by Chelsea. They inserted a buyback clause. So, I mean, a 5-year contract, the kid's got loads of time to express himself and show what he can do. And Mourinho's a great coach for it. We know that. And Mourinho knows the Italian league very, very well from his time at Inter. Roma's just a team. I don't know what we're gonna get from them. We know what to expect from Atalanta. We know what to expect from Juve, from Inter, from AC. We know what to expect. We know what their goals are. Roma, I just no idea.
Yeah.
And they got Rui Patricio from Wolves.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just there's so much unknown with them. Like even Napoli and Lazio, we know what their expectations are off of last season. I mean, Roma, we know maybe what the expectation is. Like any league, you want to do the best you can, but how they're actually going to perform, I don't know.
You know, you're right on Roma. But even Inter, they're still the favorites to win because of these two signings, which I really like. They got Canalou from AC Milan on a free transfer, Hakan Canalou.
Mhm.
And they got Daniel Dumfries for 12 million, man. Denzel Dumfries, like that's a steal, I think. 12 million to PSB, and he had a great Euros, right?
Well, Denzel Dumfries is interesting, and he had a fantastic Euros. You're 100% correct, but Conte's gone. That's the problem. So, and it's not Conte because he's a great manager. It's the Conte system. He plays with wing backs.
Wing back.
So the question is going to be, are Inter going to use wing backs? Because if they don't, then Dumfries, like Ashraf Hakimi, might feel a little bit out of place.
Yeah.
Hakimi's
So-
gone.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but and I think he was right
But
to
yeah.
leave because
Yeah.
he has to play in a system as a wing back, because if he's just playing as a left back, he's going to get caught out way too many times up the field.
Who's
Also got
managing Inter?
it was the former Lazio coach of last season.
Inzaghi, isn't it?
Inzaghi. That's what
Man, there's been a shuffle of all 6 managers in the top 6 Italian football.
They also got Edin Dzeko from Roma.
Who's managing Juve?
Allegri.
Allegri, yeah.
Oh, Massimiliano is back.
Yeah. The only major signings Juventus has made is Locatelli
On
from
Great signing.
Sassuolo.
But it's on loan.
Is it loan?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a
I thought it was permanent
I
for
thought it
about
was-
34 or something, I thought.
reasonable price tag in my opinion. That's pretty good. I mean, Juve didn't overpay for him. I think that's a pretty fair price tag for a player that's, recently come up, proved himself in the Euros. It's a good price tag.
Are you sure? Because I think, man, Locatelli should have been gone for 6.
Yeah, worth up to 37.5, depending on the potential add-on. So 25 million euros and then plus 12 and a half potentially.
Yeah, it's initially on loan. Yeah, it says that midfield or
Huh.
initial loan
Interesting. I thought it was official.
with obligation. to buy.
Yeah, they have an obligation to buy him after.
Okay.
Which
So it'll
is
be interesting. I think it's a very good signing. The Locatelli came in for that Italian team and did very well in the Euros.
Perfect. Well, and the biggest league in the world, not the league, the biggest club in the world. We forgot about that. I think the best transfer business they've done, the captain of the Netherlands team, captain of Real Madrid, captain of Barcelona, best player of the tournament, PSG. I don't even know where to start from there. Like, what do you guys think about PSG signings? Look at this 4 guys.
I can't get over this still. I just can't wait to see all these players in action all together.
They should just charge them £1 billion and hand them the Champions League.
They better win it. Well,
Well, you know what?
You would expect them to win it, right? With all these signings.
You're right. I think it is expected, but I'm still shocked at how the whole football world has let them get away with this. And I spoke to Shanky about this earlier. I don't know how they stay within financial fair play and the rules which were in place. Yes, Messi paid for himself for the next 2 years already, just on jersey sales alone. His wages are paid for. He's fine. He's covered. But all the other players you've just bought that also have huge salaries. You've got Donnarumma, you've got Sergio Ramos, you've got Wijnaldum. I mean, those players aren't cheap.
Should be a cap, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
and I think they're actually going to introduce a cap. There's been talks about it for UEFA imposing a cap, I think, in a couple of years. But I just don't know how. They've not sold anyone for any significant money, and I know free transfers, but it's the salaries that add up. These players aren't cheap every week, right? So
Yeah.
it'll be very interesting to see. But I still have a feeling they might come up short in the Champions League this year.
Well, I like the transfer policy because what they do is they basically okay, we let the contract run out and then come and we'll give you 300K a week, and they're offering good money to come and play, and there's no transfer fee.
Well,
So-
they hijacked Juventus's original transfer policy, which was get someone on free and then give them a decent contract. Only PSG have more money, so they can offer a higher salary.
Higher salary, better
and
players.
This sporting director is Italian, Leonardo. He's a great sporting director. I think he's also managed. He knows the business side of football. But the rumors are they're going to let Pogba's contract run out next year. Pogba goes on a free transfer. That's 70 to 80 million, 60 million loss for for United, they're going to run Cristiano's contract next year. Cristiano goes back. And of course, Jose sells Pogba in France, Cristiano, they'll make it back. You're right. But the thing is, like, how can they play? That's the thing. Like, everybody, no ego, and everybody needs to be a family to win the team, no selfishness.
It'll be a big test this year for sure.
Especially like not Neymar, sorry, Mbappe in between Neymar and Messi. That's going to be a hard one. Sergio Ramos will get along well. I hope so with Kimpembe. So that's a big test.
I think Ramos will be fine. I think Messi, Neymar's fine. The player to watch is Mbappe for sure. I think everyone else will be completely fine. Sergio Ramos, we all know he's a hothead, and we'll see what happens with Donnarumma behind him, because he's also very much a leader and vocal in the back.
Yeah, true.
But I think Mbappe is going to be the one that might have a hard time with it at the beginning, because Messi, Neymar have played together before. They know what it's like. Ramos has played with Ronaldo, Bale, Di Maria, Modric, all huge players, right? When Real was in their prime. So
yeah,
I think he's fine too, and I think Marquinhos will only welcome the support.
But Donnarumma could also be a vocal and problem. He's also young, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Mbappe is going to be the one to watch, though, to see how he handles it, not always being at the center stage.
There's still talks about Madrid trying to pick him up too, which kind of blows my mind here. Because if I were Mbappe, I would try and stick around for at least another season just to play with Messi.
That's right. That's right. I would 100% agree. I would stay just to play with Messi and have some fun this year with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, have fun, learn from the best, get better, learn maturity, everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting, but very good for PSG. Very, very happy for PSG, great transfer business, and they deserve to win the treble, domestic, everything, and Champions League.
I don't know if they deserve it, but it'll be an expectation.
Yeah, it's the season.
Let's wait and see if Neymar gets hurt on his sister's birthday again.
When is that again?
It's in the spring. It's in the spring, because Champions League and some cup finals around that time. So,
still I think another 10 days left for transfers. So let's see what happens. Very interesting, guys. Anything else, Ani and John, you have to say?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Thanks, guys.
No, nothing really to add. I think it'll be another exciting year for football, and it's going to be weird end of the season, no World Cup, because they pushed it into the winter. So we'll have another. The winter transfer window, of course, we'll have, but then next summer's transfer window, I think, will be one to watch closely, because you'll have that few months again where players really want to where they want to prove themselves for their national teams, trying to fight for a spot, right? So it's not going to be so much this winter transfer window where I don't think we'll see too much movement. It'll be next summer's where it'll be very exciting to see who goes where.
And the big moves are done, so this winter is going to be hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like there's not even big rumors coming out now, right? Everything seems to be dead.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
You're right,
yeah. Perfect, guys. Well, thanks for being there, and thanks for giving some time to me. Thank you so much, guys, for watching Footy Live. Please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.